here we go, baby, heading to Montana, one of my favorite places to whitetail hunt. But last year we came up here to Archery Outfitters, man, and just had a ball. Saw a ton of great bucks. There's a real beautiful 2-year-old Pope and Young 8-pointer last year that we passed on the first day. One of them was a stud of a double main beam buck. There was a great 8-pointer that came by, just, you know, he was a 3-year-old 8. I mean, you know, it's no telling what's gonna step out, but just knowing that these several deer had made it through the season and they were seeing them again this year, we felt like just so excited that we got to hunt these deer again. Well, that evening we ran out, hung some old man tree stands with Chuck, and we still had a couple hours of daylight, so it was time to start hunting.
We just got dropped off at the stand. It's our first day in Montana. There's been some flooding all along the riverbank, and a lot of the crops that we were hunting last year are underwater, but there's an alfalfa field that's up here high, and all these deer have been moving from bedding to the alfalfa field, so we've got the perfect little pinch point right here. There's a little bit of a hill, and there's some trails coming up it, heading into the alfalfa, so we're about 200 yards from the spot I shot my buck last year. Still.
Right.
He's done, baby.
He's done. We're tagged out in Montana. If you don't know, hey, if you never hunted in Montana, you got to come out here and get you some of this, because a redneck like me will lose his mind out here. Man, I don't think he was feeling too hot when he came through here. He ran a red light coming through here, apparently. Had a little bit of an accident. Well, man, looking around us right now is why you come to hunt in Montana. Man, that's a fine buck. He's heavy, he's got good brows. Tall twos on him. I am proud to be a country boy today.
Well, you know, like Nikki says here at Archery Outfitters, the parade starts about 4:30 or 5 o'clock, and, you know, sure enough, here they came.
Sing so sweet. You make me feel.
The sun is setting on the first day here in Montana, and we just had a bachelor group of bucks move through about 100 yards away. That's a daggone good deer. I just wish he'd have crossed right here instead of 100 yards away.
This must be heaven. I stumble in.
That evening we saw so many deer. The deer from Montana need to come to Virginia and teach the deer how to act. Tell them they're not supposed to only come out when it's dark, and they're not supposed to only grow a tiny little rack like this. And
Well, I just found heaven.
I can't even count the amount of bucks we saw today and does alike. I mean, it was just tons of deer came through here. I know at one time way down there I saw 7 bucks cross all in a line. And there's been, 4 or 5 down here, and they've just been coming out of everywhere. This is day 1. It's the second morning here in Montana. We're right back in the tree where we saw the 10-pointer last night. And sun's just coming up. Deer should start moving here in a minute. So I'm gonna shut up and sit down. We're gonna kill a deer, hopefully. That's a hot trail right there. And then that's the hot trail. They don't seem to be wanting to use that trail right there. We bumped down this little floodplain right here because all the big bucks seemed like they skirted us and went around to the right. Came back through here up to the alfalfa field. Just hope they walk by that same tree, because I mean, these bucks tonight could take that path that we were sitting at. But that's burned me here in the past. We waited too long last year and should have been hunting at the end the whole time. So we made the move on the first night. So hopefully it pays off. There's a big 10-pointer in here. I'm gonna wear his butt out if he comes around here too.
Well, don't forget the sweet molasses. I won't leave a crumb. Don't you just sit there laughing when you know how bad I need some. You know how bad I need some of that shoe fly pie. Shoe fly pie.
We hadn't been there a hot minute, and a real good buck was on his way right to our tree.
You can make it for me in the morning. I like it if it's hot or cold.
Now this buck, man, he read the script. I mean, he wanted to be a movie star bad. Now this was a pretty buck, and we'd actually seen him the day before. Just a beautiful buck, had cool little crab claws, and you just can't shoot a deer like that the first day in Montana.
Why maybe the biscuits and wine.
He's a good deer. Imagine if he was about a 150. How badass this would be right here.
We see some bucks over to the right, and they're moving down past this flooded field heading to the alfalfa. I noticed one of them was an absolute stud of an 8-pointer, man. I mean, he had G2s and G3s that looked like they were that long, and just a beast.
That's the end of our first full day. We had deer all over us. They've all moved out to the alfalfa field, it looks like. But man, what a day. Just seeing tons of bucks. We got some great footage of these 2 mature bucks right here, and we just gotta stay at it. We're in the right spot. Made a good move to move this tree stand tonight. Montana, stay tuned. It's day 2 tomorrow.
We decided to bump up to this stand where we knew we were going to get a shot at a deer. It may be a doe, it may be a good buck, we just didn't know, but the volume of deer were coming right by this stand.
But we hung a stand to kill those deer that's down on low grounds here, but we wanted to back out and, give that a chance to cool off. So Josh and I hadn't been seeing deer until 5:30, 6 o'clock. And so we thought we had plenty of time today. Got in here early, it was 4:15 or I don't know, something like that. I saw a pretty good buck. He had a real weird rack, but a lot of mass and cool bladed rack. We were thinking about ground stalking him, but I wasn't too sure he was the buck we wanted to shoot. It's a beautiful day. And stick around, we're gonna see some blood here, hopefully.
She gets me high as a Georgia pine, wild as a muscadine vine, hotter than the deep south summertime. Yeah, everybody knows she ain't mine. That's right.
When you've made up your mind that you're gonna kill a doe, it's kind of fun because that's your target. So when you see a doe, it's even more exciting than normal. And if she gives you the shot, you're gonna take her down.
She got my name tattooed where the sun don't shine. Saw you looking when she walked in with me. I don't blame you, she's a hell of a girl now. I know how you feel, it ain't no big deal. I'm the luckiest man in the world. Yeah. She gets me high as a Georgia pine.
I didn't want to spook her, so I started making like a sound. Well, she didn't pay enough attention to that, and then Josh starts making some noise to try to stop her because we only have another couple feet and we won't be able to get a shot at her.
Got her. Sticks. The size of my fingers, that I had to put the arrow right in between, 26 yards.
Well, does and small bucks is definitely not all we saw that evening. First we saw this real long main beamed 8-pointer come out, and he was just your typical clean 8. Then we saw a buck come out with another smaller deer that we call the almost 9-pointer. He's got like this little, almost like a little curly flyer that comes off of his right main beam. But then, to our surprise, out steps a fuzzy freak.
I saw a fuzzy freak. He's full velvet. Fuzzy was he? Had some points. He was huge, dude. How many points did he have? Like 12, 13, 14. He had split 2 and trash coming all inside his main beams. He was cool looking. Full velvet too, man. God. We're gonna do a real quiet and quick recovery because right out here is the alfalfa field and those deer aren't but probably 200, 300 yards away. She tipped over right in the edge of the woods, so it shouldn't be too hard. I am excited. I'm just wanting to be quiet so we don't bump that big buck.
This evening was a success, man. We had got some back straps for the grill. We had killed a doe, and we knew for a fact now that there was some stud deer, and we knew right where to hunt them.
This is just 100 yards from where we saw Big Boy, big fuzzy freak, so hopefully he'll come by tonight. I'm gonna try to stay in the tree stand in this 30-mile-an-hour wind.
Unfortunately, a daggone windstorm blew through Montana that day, and it was all we could do to stay in the tree. wind laid out the next day, it was beautiful. It was time to get something killed because not only was it the perfect conditions and the perfect wind direction, it was also our last day. Deer after deer, doe after doe just kept filing by us, and I just knew any minute that one of those big bucks was gonna walk down that trail. There's a strip of trees that is kind of a blind corner for us. And all of a sudden, I'm face to face with the almost 9-pointer. Bit.
Smoke. I had to lean a little bit to get around that limb. That's a big, heavy 8, baby. Yes, sir. The big almost 9. I put that ram cat up in him, put the hydro shock in his butt. Tagged out in Montana 2 years in a row, baby. We saw this 8-pointer the other day, and me and Josh made an agreement that if the deer came in on that particular trail right there, and it was the almost 9, we call him, he had a little teeny 9th point. Massive, massive, big 8. Biggest deer I've ever killed in Montana for sure. Nice job, brother.
He was quartering away and got good blood right where the arrow is. But in my experience, even if I think I got lung liver or double lung or whatever, I'm pretty sure it's liver lung. You know, he was quartering away, so we're gonna back out, give him some time. I mean, you don't want to push a deer. Josh and I snuck out the backside and came back to the truck. So this is always a part that's nerve-wracking. You just want to give him some time. We'll give him 2-3 hours, and he should. I mean, he's dead. I think he's dead. I mean, if nothing else, that arrow, that ram cat dead centered his liver. I mean, I'm sure of that. Oh, look at that extra wound right where we thought. Look at that big old Montana buck, baby. Man, what a heavy rack. Man, he's a fine deer. I couldn't be happier. Gosh, dang. I just want to bear hug him. Oh, man. I hate doing next day recovery, but I think the rain might have helped us out. I don't know how coyotes react to a rainstorm, but he's, God, what a deer, man.
We went in last night looking for this deer and just had to back out. I mean, I knew the shot was a little bit back. It was in the last rib. Ended up getting a liver and 1 lung, which is more than enough to kill a deer, but just not great for blood trails, especially with the weather moving in. But he is just a beast of a massive 8-pointer. He's got this little, if that's an inch, he's gonna be a Virginia 9-pointer. I tell you what, up here at Archery Outfitters in Montana, Nikki Roth has got just a phenomenal amount of deer. Not only phenomenal amount of deer, but just the quality of these deer. Also can't forget our awesome host and guide this week, you know, Mr. Chuck and his wife Pat. They've been helping us out a lot, and they're just some fun people to be with. If you want to have a good time and have even better whitetail hunting, Archery Outfitters in Montana, baby.
Thank you guys for watching the show this week. We had a great time on the show. Don't forget to check out our website, check out our new online store. We got a bunch of Red Arrow gear. And really don't forget to keep up with us on Facebook, man. And again, thank you guys for watching.